If you find yourself being pulled towards the tunnel of light, do not move at all. Which brings us to our last step, intention. Without the intention of not going into the light, none of this is possible. You must fully intend to be sovereign. You must fully intend not to reincarnate. You must fully intend not to follow any entities into the tunnel of light. So set the intention right now that you will not be reincarnating and you will be the free soul that you were always meant to be. This seems self-evident, but it still needs to be said. Troubleshooting and frequently asked questions. In this section, I'm going to go over some frequently asked questions I've seen asked and any other issues or soul traps you may encounter. This information comes from researchers Robert Monroe, Wes Penray, and first-hand accounts of those who have astrally traveled to the astral afterlife. I will also be linking relevant reading materials in the description below. Can you go into more detail on what happens after you enter the false light tunnel, aka the tunnel of light? Once you enter the false light tunnel, you are in what is known as the astral afterlife. Upon entering the astral afterlife, you immediately go to a facility known as a processing center to be registered. From there, you are judged by a council, sometimes known as the Lords of Karma. This council is usually made up of human sellouts who serve the archons. Please note that bodily death is different from near-death experiences. Since near-death experiences are propaganda for these entities in the false light tunnel, a softer approach is taken because they know the person will be going back. In these instances, guilt is a primary tool of manipulation. However, upon actual bodily death, the judgment is much more direct and the deceased human is openly judged by the council. The deceased human is still manipulated through guilt and lies about karma and karmic debt. However, they are much more forceful as they know the deceased human is not leaving. Once you are judged, you are allowed to roam the astral afterlife for a while before you are subjected to a brutal memory wipe and forced reincarnation. The astral afterlife has modern cities and towns just like we do here in this dimension, except it's far worse. The astral afterlife is a free-range slave farm and all deceased humans are subjected to brutal martial law. An astral traveler who ended up in a modern-looking city called John de Lac relayed the following experience. Please note this person was astral projecting and fully alive. However, those around him were deceased humans in the processing center.
Pause that, pause that, Joey.
Center, he heard of
pause that, Joey. Pause that. Now, like I said, about 5 or 6 years ago, this black woman had the same experience. She was astral projecting, and she went to the same city. I think she said, because I told you guys, go get Robert Monroe's book called Far Journey. He got 3 books: Out the Body, Far Journey, and one that I read all. I can't remember the third one. From like 30 years ago. So she got there and seen the same thing. And because, like I said, she was a Christian nut too at one time. Like, so this is the fake heaven and shit they be talking about. And so she's saying, she said, oh, I seen these reptiles. Remember, because Dogon told you that this energy is reptile in nature, it's reptilian. As we seen Credo Mutwa in South Africa called them the Chitahuri, the reptile motherfuckers. So she got them seeing these reptile motherfuckers, you know, that can able to go in the 3rd and 4th dimension. They're interdimensional. These are interdimensional beings. Parasitical beings. Interdimensional parasitical beings. By the archons, right? The reptile energy, the archons. So she seen this, she said, and they know, and she knew that they can see you because remember they're interdimensional. And the dead people can see her too, but they knew she wasn't dead.